In the last EP, we started the Julius Randle conversation, right? Should I or should I not trade Julius Randle? And I got a lot of interesting comments. Thank you to everyone that commented on that last episode. Make sure that you're commenting on this episode as well. Make sure you're leaving the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I give you that quick second right now. There you go. But I finally decided on what I'm going to do, right? So based on the comments from the last episode and based on what I want to do, I decided that we are going to wait until the offseason to trade your boy Julius Randle. Primarily because while the season continues, get that trade value up. Actually, he's been doing well this season, so get that trade value up. And then in the offseason, we're going to go for Donovan Mitchell. A lot of people seem to be in agreement. Go after Donovan Mitchell, so that's what we're going to do in the offseason. But until the offseason gets here, let's keep things rolling. I guess I could sim up to the trade deadline because I don't want to simulate all the way to the end of the season as yet. I don't feel like I should do that. I want to see how a lot of our players continue to develop, month by month. I'll take it month by month. Probably after the All-Star break, I'll go ahead and sim. But as you see, for the NBA season so far, a bunch of W's. Nothing but a bunch of W's. We're 25 and 15 for the NBA season so far. 4th in the Eastern Conference. Let that really sink in. With the roster that we have right now. So we pretty much got a similar roster to what we had last season, basically. And we're doing good. I feel like we're really overachieving right now. So it makes no sense to mess with the roster and do anything. Let the young guys continue to gel. Let the young guys continue to develop. RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson doing his thing. The whole team in general are doing their thing in general. So, target list. In the last EP, you guys said you wouldn't mind me trading for any of these players. We got Zion, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell. But as I mentioned in the intro, we are going to be going after Donovan Mitchell. That's what we all agreed on. So, Donovan Mitchell, we're going to be going after him. And this is my first time seeing his contract. I kind of figured he signed a max deal, but I wasn't 100% sure. So there we go. We're going to need at least $32 million in cap space to make a deal for Donovan Mitchell during the offseason. Cap space, honestly, is not looking too bad. We got 13 mil right now, and honestly, we're going to have to trade Julius Randle to get Donovan Mitchell in order for us to take on a $32 million contract, like a $32 million salary. We're going to have to unload that $26 million salary by Julius Randle, so we're going to have to include him in that deal, whether you guys like it or not. Speaking of contracts and salaries, I wanted to extend RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly, but as of right now, they're unsure. Well, RJ wants to test free agency. Cam wants to test free agency. I really hope that we can re-sign them before the end of the season. I hope they change their mind quickly. Only expected to ask for 10 mil. But look at this. Oh, he's still on the team contract. That's beneficial to us. So he got the team option on his contract. We don't have to worry about re-signing him right now. So I'm not going to focus on re-signing quickly. But Cam and RJ though. So by the trade deadline, we are going to trade Lucas Samantich. He's a 75 overall right now. And somebody pointed out, I think it was a few episodes ago, that we were giving him playing time. And they said, why are you giving him playing time? And I'm like, that's a good question. So I added him to the trade block. And we are going to sim up to our game. We're going to sim past our game against the Phoenix Suns. That way we could trade up to the trade deadline. And the sim is not going so good for us. We lost 4 games in a row, but we bounced back with 2 dubs. That's what I want to see. So the sim is not looking the best right now. It's win, lose, win, lose. We beat the Memphis Grizzlies. We beat the Golden State Warriors. 2 huge dubs. And why did it stop simming? I didn't even press anything. Why did it stop simming? Let me simulate up to that date. It's not simming anymore. What? Start All-Star Draft. Okay, let's try that. Team Giannis versus Team Jokic. I'll click both. I really don't care about this right now. I just want to make sure, okay, make sure that we can actually sim up to the trade deadline. So Simcast is working. Let me sim the game. Okay, so I should be able to trade or sim up to our game before the trade deadline. So far so good. I'm getting scared. I'm starting to mess up. Okay, there we go. So we beat the Phoenix Suns. Okay, I got scared for a second because I honestly had that glitch before where I'm not able to simulate any more games, and then like the game just freezes and it just sticks on like a specific date. It's like really weird. Let me know if you ever had that problem in the comment section below. But after that sim, it was a pretty decent sim. 6th overall right now in the Eastern Conference. 30-24 for the NBA season. So we got Team Nikola versus Team Giannis, and we don't have any All-Stars. I like this option. I wish it popped up a lot often. So talk with the press. New York Knicks TV interview. Nathan asked me, would you consider trading Miles McBride? That's it. I feel like they could ask me some better questions. Like, never. Obviously, I'm not going to stir the pot. And I honestly don't feel like we are going to trade him, if I'm being honest. So that is not in our plans. Miles McBride, his morale went up and his loyalty went up. But yeah, I feel like they need to ask better questions, especially in the next My NBA for 2K. Like, improve on this. I feel like this is a really cool feature. Trade deadline is upon us. Before I go past the deadline, though, let's see what trades happen around the association. So, all transactions. Okay, there we go. Change it to trades only. So, not many trades this NBA season. The Clippers trade Patrick Beverley. Again, it looks like. Because I don't think he was on the Clippers to start this series. Anyways, Evan got traded back to the Celtics for Marcus Smart. That right there is hilarious. Not really liking these deals for Luka. Well, I'm liking the deals, but they're unrealistic. I'm not sure about this Memphis Grizzlies. I want to trade for this first round pick, but honestly, I know a lot of you guys got on me before for trading for first rounders for teams that wouldn't trade a first rounder. Oh, Memphis are the best team in the West. So they would be willing to give up a first rounder or give up some picks to make their team better right now because they're a contending team. So I'm going to go ahead and make that deal. As a matter of fact, I'll make it a little bit more realistic. How about this? Hear me out. Trading Luka for, where's the Memphis Grizzlies? A second rounder, and I'll do 2 second rounders. I feel like that's pretty realistic, right? 2 second rounders for Luka, Semantic, a team that could really use him right now, and we get back trade assets or pick assets, I should say. And they accepted the deal. Of course they accepted the deal because that's a realistic deal. Trade deadline, we are here. Time to simulate past it. Do I want to stop? Nope, do not want to stop the sim. So at the trade deadline, did anybody else make any more trades? Doesn't seem so. We were the last trade at the trade deadline, trading Luka for 2 second rounders, and we got a trade exception from that as well. So maybe we could use that in the Donovan Mitchell trade. So I wanted to see something, right? Because when I looked at the standings, I saw some teams that should not be at the bottom of the conferences. First, the Brooklyn Nets, second worst team in the East. Kyrie, KD, Ben Simmons, LaMarcus Aldridge. The list goes on and on. That's crazy. I know they made the play-in in real life. They were 7th, I think. But I don't think they're that bad on 2K. Come on now. Well, at least 2K being a little bit realistic. Especially with these teams in the West. So, the Portland Trailblazers, horrible season so far. 17-38. Damian Lillard. Tell me if you want me to trade for Damian Lillard. There's no way that he's winning on this team. And it looks like they're about to enter a full rebuild. Damian Lillard don't got time for that, bro. He's too old for a rebuild. Can't go through it. But in terms of the Lakers, they got Westbrook, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Horton Tucker, just like in real life. Kendrick Nunn. They also got Serge Ibaka. And they're that bad. The Los Angeles Clippers, I don't understand how they're this bad with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George playing most of the season. They still got Reggie Jackson and those boys. But that's horrible. The Clippers, Portland, the Lakers at the bottom of the conference. Let's sim up to our game against the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm about to end this episode now. Oh, wait. Quentin Grimes. I'm gonna adjust the rotation manually. So I'm about to end this episode, sim up to that game, and I'm gonna sit here and watch our game against the Milwaukee Bucks. It's a nationally televised game. Why not? So Grimes is injured, though. I'll give his minutes to Abaji for right now. Give some more playing time to T-Ferg for right now as well. So let's continue the sim. We beat the Chicago Bulls. Can we beat Toronto? No, we do not. Grimes healed from his injury. Let's put him back in the lineup. Oh, Abaji got the Flames next to him. Dude probably been balling out. So let's decrease those minutes. All the PT going right back to my son Quentin Grimes. So here we are. 7th place in the Eastern Conference. 31-26. And it looks like we might make the postseason. You guys know how I end every video. I chop up the highlights. So you guys don't have to sit here and watch me play the game because I know you guys hate that sometimes. But the Milwaukee Bucks, nationally televised game, and they're doing bad for the NBA season, but I don't understand why. If you look at their lineup, Drew Holiday, Giannis, Chris Middleton, Lance Stevenson, Bobby Portis Jr., and you mean to tell me that they're underachieving this season? That's a really good team. But anyways, the first quarter was trash. We only scored 2 points. And the first half in general was really bad for our squad. Well, both teams barely scored. So you see Julius Randle scored on that possession, then bad pass by Lance Stevenson. But then look at us running the fast break. Abaji to the basket, bricks it. Mitchell Robinson right there with the putback. So we only had 6 points heading into the second half. But that's when business picked up, I should say. Like JR said, like good old JR always says, business is about to pick up. Julius Randle, perfect release on the 3, knocking it down. And this was a Julius Randle game. I'm sorry to say it, but this dude, talk about increasing your trade value. Like Julius Randle this game really balled out. He was doing it all. Blocks, knocking down 3-point shots, getting to the basket. He was really doing his thing this game. I gotta give credit where credit is due. But in the fourth quarter, I thought it was going to be a close one. Nope. Here comes our New York Knicks pulling away. Beautiful find. And that was a bad shot that he took. But then look at this. Randle driving. Nope. Pulls up for 3. I thought he was going to drive to the basket. Nope. Dude pulled up for 3. And then nailing the coffin. You cannot leave Emmanuel Quickly open. You just cannot do that. And we ended up blowing out the Milwaukee Bucks. That's what I want to see. And like I said, player of the game, Julius Randle. Julius Randle did it all. Block shots, pull up jump shots, pull up threes. Dude was just on another level. Increasing that trade value. That's what I really want to see. I wish Julius Randle could play like this every single game. But increasing that trade value. And like I said, with the box scores, gotta take it with a pinch of salt. You really gotta take it with a pinch of salt. So Julius Randle, 40 points, 5 block shots, 5 steals, 16 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson with 32 rebounds. It's insane, bro. It's really insane. But like I said, you have to take it with a pinch of salt because the Hall of Fame CPU, when you watch them play, they just jack up a bunch of shots and jack up a bunch of like bad plays. Like it's horrible watching them play, honestly. That's why they only scored 2 points in a whole quarter. It's really insane. So as I mentioned, Julius Randle increasing his trade value after a performance like that, 40 points. That's what I want to see. We're trading him in the offseason for Donovan Mitchell. I can't go back on that. That's what we're going to do. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Tell me what you guys think about the team and our development. We went past the trade deadline. No more trades to make, and I feel like we have a good chance of making the postseason, and I feel like it's gonna happen. Next episode, we make our playoff push, and I think I'm gonna simulate up to the playoffs. I'm gonna simulate up to the postseason in the next episode, and we're gonna be lit because I feel like we could make a run potentially. We might get eliminated in the first round, but we can make a run. But thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you click one of the playlists on the screen. There's like playlist here, a playlist there, like. Click a playlist, check out some of my other content, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It's the Prince of YouTube, signing out.